Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. So today we are going to be doing a very impromptu video. I had not planned to do this. I had planned 3 other videos to do before I did anything else, and then I thought, maybe I could do this, it might be fun. So that's what we're going to do. I have a large variety of manga and lots of different series, 314 different series from my last check. And what I thought might be fun is if I do some random recommendations or unrecommendations. So I have a random.org webpage open and I have put in my number of series. I've put in 2 as the minimum because when you look at my spreadsheet, the first row is taken up by the title of the column, so it'll be easier to just put 2. But I have 314 volume series, so we're just going to randomize this, see what series it spits out, and I will talk about it whether it be positive or negative. I'm going to do it 5 times. If I haven't read the series, I might skip over it, but I also might just edit that out, so you'll never know. So I don't need to say this. I never said this, never mind. Let's do the first one. So let's pick our first one. So let's generate a number, 190. What does that give us? That gives us My Next Life as a Villainess. So My Next Life as Villainess was a definite cover buy. I very much like and love my isekai, and in my mind the longer the title the better the isekai. So when I saw this in my Forbidden Planet and I thought, well, the title like that must be an isekai, so I picked it up knowing nothing about it, and it actually was an isekai. What are the odds? Actually, none, because the title was crazy long. Basically, our main heroine has been transported into an otome game that she had played as the villainess, and unfortunately from her memory of the game, the villainess's outcome isn't very good. She either ends up dead or banished. So her entire goal in the story is to not let that happen. So she tries to compensate, so she tries to learn a skill, so if she does get banished she can still make some money. So she takes up gardening. The people that she knows kill her later on. If she fails in the otome game, she tries to befriend and learn about their weaknesses. Unfortunately, because it's a different person to the game, she's actually now a really nice person and everyone loves her, but she just hasn't picked up on this. She's super clueless and it's hilarious, and this is great. It's like a more shoujo-y, romancy isekai. There's not really much action. There's some magic in it, but yeah. I've enjoyed this, though it was absolutely not what I was expecting. Let's do the second one. What we're gonna get, let's hit that generate button. 265, that's far down. Let's do some major scroll. That was quick. Spy X Family. Ooh. So I first learned about Spy X Family on Reddit. I saw a panel with Lloyd and his daughter, Anya, I thought it was hilarious, and then I looked it up and like 2 or 3 chapters had been published in Japan, and there weren't even any plans for an English physical release at that point because we weren't far enough into the series. And so I've been keeping an eye out, and then April 2020 or sometime during 2020 volume 1 was released, and I was so happy. But it was so good, and which is good and bad because only 1 volume had released, and it's very, very saddening to catch up with a series that quickly. I wanted more so much, but it is absolutely hilarious. We have our head of the family, Lloyd, our daughter Anya, and mother Yor, and they all have a secret, which is Lloyd is a spy, Anya is a telepath, and Yor is an assassin, and the only one who knows everything is Anya because she's telepathic. These 2 don't know about the other one. Basically, we keep ending up in these situations where Lloyd or Yor might be revealing their like secret, and all Anya wants is to keep the family together because she was in an orphanage and she wants a happy family. And very slowly the three of them are growing accustomed and loving the life together, even though they were very much not family people at the beginning of the series. And we're only 3 volumes in, and they need to release quicker because it's so good. It's absolutely hilarious, and I would recommend it if you like shonen, really. There is some action, not a huge amount, but it's still great and wonderful. Third one, what we're gonna get, let's see, 171. Right, what do we have? Maiden Abyss. I have 6 volumes of Maiden Abyss, but I've only read the first 3 so far, so 5, 5, 6 can go away for now. So Maiden Abyss is quite a bit darker than I thought it would be before I picked it up. Most of the main characters are children. Basically there's this town with an abyss, weirdly enough, and people make a living by diving down into the abyss and salvaging items. So there's a lot of old, strange, like knickknacks isn't the right word. Artifacts? Artifacts is a better word. That do strange things and they're worth a lot of money. The abyss has some strange qualities though. There's a lot of monsters because why not? There's also, it's broken down into different layers, and depending on how deep into the abyss you go, you experience different side effects when you come back up to the surface. So if you go down to layer 1 and come back, you experience nausea, headaches. If you go down to level 2 and come back, you experience, I think there's some bleeding. And it gets worse and worse and worse as you go further down. And no one knows what's at the bottom because people have died, basically, when they've come back from not even the bottom, but quite far down. So it's just quite an unknown. Our main character, her mother's disappeared. Her mother was one of the few people that was allowed to go pretty deep down into the abyss, and she wants to find out what's happened. So she's going down into the abyss to find out, and she is joined by this cute little robot boy who's an artifact, they think. They're not quite sure. No one's quite seen an artifact like him before, but they've bonded, they're friends, they're having a good time. Something that I found quite strange about this series, just from like an aesthetic presentation view, is compared to a lot of other series I read, it's quite dark. It's a lot of grayscale, there's not much white on the pages. So I need to make sure I read it in the middle of the day, otherwise I can't read the words. Overall, it's a pretty neat series. It is definitely a lot darker, and because of sort of the nature of what's happening, they tend to treat the children as if they're a lot older than they are. They tend to treat them more like adults, which is kind of neat, although also a bit, yeah. I found it super interesting. I need to know manga that gives me questions, just I need to know the answers, and this gives me the questions of what is at the bottom of the abyss, which I need to know, so I'm going to keep reading. I'm almost up to date. I think there's only 8 or 9 volumes out at the moment in English, so I've got 3 here that I've read and I've got 3 more to read. Let's do the 4th one. What should we get? What will we get? What will random.org give us? Goodness, it's only giving us late numbers. 277. I can never not go too far. 277. Tales of Wedding Rings. So I only have and read volume 1 of Tales of Wedding Rings. It is an isekai, which is why I picked it up. I wouldn't say I did enjoy it, but it isn't particularly good in my opinion. Basically, this guy has a childhood friend. They randomly met when they were like 8, 9, I think. And they're still friends all the way up to high school, and suddenly she says, I need to leave, I'm sorry, I'm going back to where I'm from with my granddad, bye, basically. And he's like, wait, what? No, I thought we were friends. And decides that, or is he in love with her? He's probably in love with her because, yes. So he goes chasing after her, and it turns out he catches her walking into a portal, and he runs through the portal after her, and he is suddenly in another world. And they're suddenly at a wedding, and she is there in her school uniform about to attend the wedding. But actually we learn that she's not just attending, she is the bride. She's just in a high school uniform, she just walked through the portal and she's just getting right into it. Then I think some monsters arrive and start attacking. She has to get married for some reason, and childhood friend runs up and says, I'll marry you, and she's like, yeah, alright, cool. And they get married. She gives him a ring, I think. It has been a little while since I read it. And he's able to fight the monsters because her love has given him powers. And yeah, all great, wonderful, cool. We then learn that to defeat all the monsters in the land, he needs to marry all of the princesses around the world country to be super powerful, to be on the monsters. And that's about where we've left off. Childhood friend is a bit grumpy because she seems to actually like him, and he's sort of like, I have to what? And it implies it isn't just marry them, it's be very friendly with all of them. Which is, it's an isekai, so of course it's going to be a harem, right? So if you like isekai and harems, you might enjoy this. I'm going to keep reading because I like bad manga, but I wouldn't rush to try this one, in my opinion. Right, time for our 5th recommendation or unrecommendation. Let's see what random.org gives us. Hopefully they're kind. 259. It's all high numbers, isn't it? 259. Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. This is almost starting to get too unmanageable to hold. Thank goodness I didn't draw like One Piece on Naruto, just towering stack. Like, yes, hello, I'm in here somewhere. I'm gonna drop some of these. Right, slightly more manageable now. Only 3 volumes in the hand. So my favourite series is Komi Can't Communicate because it is just 1,000 times adorable. She's so cute. And in the back of one of the volumes they did a crossover with this series. And I was like, well, if Komi recommends it, then obviously I need to try it. So I ordered the first 4 volumes then and there because I have a problem. But I don't regret it at all. This is such a wonderful series. This is absolutely hilarious. Our princess, I don't know how to pronounce it because I only read it. Cialis. The princess, as I'm going to refer to her as from now on, has been kidnapped by the Demon King. How terrible. But she doesn't seem to really care at all. In fact, she's quite bored. All she wants to do is sleep. Every chapter is about her trying to find a different way of having a good night's sleep. So for example, chapter 1, she is spending her time trying to fashion a comfortable pillow. And she does this by befriending some teddy demons, which are super cute and adorable. And she takes their fluff and she puts it in a pillow and it's really nice and lovely and she falls asleep. That's chapter 1. It starts to get a bit more dramatic. She wants some comfy sheets for her bed, so she kills a ghost shroud demon, but it's fine because they can all get resurrected by the cleric demon. And they're all like, oh princess, what are you doing? And they sort of end up treating her just like a little sister, and it's super lovely and heartwarming, and they all quite like her and she quite likes them. She's not really that bothered about leaving. They all end up joining in and playing games together, though they all seem a little scared because she is a bit scary. And she'll happily just go around maiming and killing demons for her own benefit, but it's fine because they get resurrected by the cleric demon. That is basically the story. There is a bit we learn a bit more backstory about some of the characters. We meet some of the princess's family as well. And it's just super lovely and heartwarming. There isn't a huge amount of plot. If you like cute manga, like Komi, I'd give this a go. And it's Viz, so it'll be on the Viz app if you already have a subscription. Yeah. Save the Princess in the Demon Castle. So they were my 5 recommendations, unrecommendations. There was only really one that I wouldn't recommend, depending on what you're interested in. I quite enjoyed that, so I might do this again. Definitely once I've read some more of my series. We're not going to talk about how many times I had to re-roll to get a series I'd read. It's embarrassing, really. But I'm going to read more. I do like that Tales of Wedding Rings is done by an author called Maybe. It does kind of make me want to start singing Wonderwall. Do you enjoy any of these series? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think my thoughts on them were wrong? Also let me know. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!